Firearm shop owners of Reddit, what crazy reasons have you had to refuse a person a sale? It wasn't at the shop per se, but at the range inside. I had bought a .45 that I wanted to run a few rounds through, and did just that. As I was leaving the booth and heading to the exit, an older gentleman tapped me on the arm and asked for help. I didn't work at this establishment, and compared to many, I don't have a ton of experience, but I have a pretty solid understanding of firearm safety. That being said, I stopped and asked him what he needed. He stated that he was having trouble with his firearm, which was on the bench in the booth, and that he couldn't get it to fire even though the safety was off. As I was responding with the usual, "Do you have a round chambered?" He picked it up, pointed it at himself, and pulled the trigger. By some sick divine intervention, it didn't fire. I slowly and firmly removed it from his hands and brought it back to the bench, where I removed the magazine and discharged the very live round. It took all of half a second to see that the safety was sitting in a cool half on, half off position, and that he was scooting by on sheer dumb luck. I placed the weapon back on the bench, asked him to wait a minute, and walked out the doorway to the front desk. Before I could open my mouth, the range officer was walking around it to give the guy a piece of his mind. Firearm shop owners of Reddit, what crazy reasons have you had to refuse a person a sale? It wasn't at the shop per se, but at the range inside. I had bought a .45 that I wanted to run a few rounds through, and